I think, I've been out in the communities, and, the thing I've heard the most common is that the people are exhausted with us always talking about what we're going to do, and they want us to take action immediately. And I wanted to speak with you because I think it's important that there are measures we can take now to move this conversation forward, even before, having to get back information from the task force. When I came onto council, I established one of the first community policing units off of MLK and Lowry through the leadership of Chief Shields, and we reestablished public trust in that area and reduced crime by 57% in 90 days. Those are measures we can enact immediately to help, keep our community safe, because, there should not be another unarmed black life lost in this city from this day forward. And I think that we need to get to a place where we're moving into action, because there's already policy that exists through Obama's 21st century public safety reform policy measures. Like, there's already things that I know you've spoken about that we can do now. And I mean, as a council, we're moving forward today with legislation around 8 Can't Wait, but I believe there's other measures that can be taken to help, to help speak to the community and let them know that we're listening to them.
I agree with you, Councilmember, and the administrative orders that I am putting forth are only the beginning and really a continuation of the work that we've been doing. I've already spoken or we've been in touch with several national leaders in this area, and we will be tapping into our resources in and outside of the city to make sure that we have the absolute best available to help us with this process. And also, I just note to you that in the budget, as you know, there's, I believe, a $5 million allocation that we are asking for additional body cams. So we are continuing to try and make sure that we have more accountability to our public. It is unfortunate that this conversation is in the midst of such a tragedy with the killing of Mr. Brooks, but we will continue to push forward. And while I have you on the line, Mr. Brown, I've seen your call for the resignation of the entire council and for me as mayor. Are you resigning from council?
Well, no, as I mentioned it, Madam Mayor, to the media, I was speaking in the context of a hyperbole, because the reality is we're all accountable. Rayshard Brooks' blood is on all of our hands. And you know why? Because as leadership in this city, we had an obligation. We could have been put forth measures. It didn't have to take. Jimmy Atchison has passed away. Oscar Kane has passed away. We could have been working together between the administration, the executive branch, and the legislative branch. We could have been put legislation forth to address these issues, to ensure that they, the officers have the resources that they need. And as a leader, it's important we take accountability. It's easy to throw a chief of police under the bridge and fire them. That's the easy thing to do. A leader takes accountability. A leader leads their people. A leader is present with their people. I've been out in those protests in March, and I have not seen you there. And when you were there on the news, you were behind a barricade. You were the first mayor I ever voted for. I've always respected you. I've always supported you. And as much as people try to put it seem like I'm against, I'm not. I just want this city to move forward, and I want us to make sure we don't have to lose another unarmed black man in the city. It's unacceptable.
Well, let me just correct you on a couple of things. You may have seen a picture behind me. You may have seen a picture with me behind the barricade, but you obviously did not see the picture of me walking with the demonstrators. Secondly, as it relates to Jimmy Atchison specifically, when he was killed, we took the unprecedented step, and I don't know if you were on council then or not, but we immediately removed our officers from the federal task force because they would not allow our officers to wear body cams. That investigation, along with the decisions surrounding Mr. King, remained with the district attorney's office. That became a GBI investigation and remains with the district attorney's office. So I understand your frustration, Mr. Brown, because we all share it. But I simply asked a question in response to a call that I saw that you had made for everyone's resignation. And the question simply was it going to begin with yours? Thank you for answering.
Yes, and I think as the leader of the city, it should probably begin with yours, because it's obvious that you're focusing more on your national platform than you care about this city. You know, you're sitting here on all of these news networks while your city is burning to the ground because you're not doing what you should be doing as a leader in this city. And that's
I understand that you were on MSNBC earlier today.
Absolutely, and guess what? I was also marching with the people.
Mr. Brown.
And how about that?
Mr. Brown, would you can we move to the next member, please?